Yeah, Wednesday, make sure you check out the new showroom at Blind Appeal. Plenty to get to over the next hour. College football at a premium here in good old Boise, Idaho. Happy National Signing Day to you, my partner, Mike Prater. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, and nice sweatshirt to our video audience.
Yeah, Johnny Ballgame sweatshirt. I like to bust this sucker. I look good in purple. So
very comfortable sweatshirt. You can tell it's got where it fits you very well.
It is it's probably the most comfortable hoodie I own. I own a ton of hoodies. I love hoodies, and and by far it's the most comfortable hoodie I own. So thanks to Chef Wally, thanks to you, and thanks to Johnny Ballgame and your wonderful t-shirt company.
Oh, appreciate you, Prater. I knew you were going to throw that little shot in there. Love it. Diamond Dig. We'll do that this hour. Give you a chance to get qualified there. Talking a little Heisman, but Prater, let's start. Spencer Danielson. This is his program. Now, this is his first spring practice as the head coach. We know now that starts on March 5th, but Malachi Nelson, Chris Marshall, a couple of big names to get in this program in the offseason, Prater, and really the first chance we've had a chance to talk to Spencer Danielson in this setting. So we went down there and it went well today.
Yeah, Spencer Danielson, Bush Hamdan. You're going to hear a lot from Bush Hamdan tomorrow. We're going to break down his shiny new toys and everything that he gets to play with over this next calendar year. He was pretty excited about that, and we're excited to bring you some of that and talk about that. We'll do that tomorrow with Bush Hamdan. But today we're going to focus just kind of on Spencer Danielson and mostly his two new football players. Malachi Nelson, the quarterback, you guys know his story, the USC transfer, and then Chris Marshall, the troubled wide receiver who's coming here for one last shot to kind of save his college football career and thinks that Spencer Danielson and this relationship here in Boise can make that happen. So we focused a lot about that. But, we also talked about a lot of different things. Boise State didn't sign anybody today. I don't know if they actually technically signed what's his name, JP, whatever I forget.
Brackett Lambay.
Brackett Lambay.
First name Sincere.
He's gonna gray shirt and he'll show up next January with this football team. They announced the preferred walk-on, a local kid today. It was really weird. It was a really weird no signing day, and it was kind of bizarre. So we still took advantage of the access and asked a lot of questions. And Maddox Madsen's going to be ready in the spring to throw more than we thought, to do more drills than we thought. So competition's going to start with 3 quarterbacks in the spring, and by August it's going to be a full-fledged quarterback competition. Other than that, there really wasn't much news. I mean, the roster is still in good shape. The coaching staff's in good shape. Everybody's happy. We're going to talk about Ashton Jenny and the Heisman here in about 15 minutes. But Spencer Danielson and company were in a pretty good mood today, Ballgame.
I thought so too. And I mean, just where this program is. I mean, I was kind of relieved we didn't have to sit there and I had to say, okay, tell me all about Roman Kaywood from Holiday, Utah, and where he's going to fit in 3 years from now. I kind of like the fact that we were able to get some I don't know, some more, I guess the questions I'm thinking, right? Some more fitting questions, more direct questions, not just about the whole class and maybe players we won't see in the coming future. So it was good to get the questions we had in there. Let's get Spencer Danielson. He spoke to the media today, like we said, and this was just kind of his opening segment, Prater, where he talks about pushing the envelope because Boise State's different.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time, as always, to come out. Very, very excited where we're going, where we're pushing this thing for. And, the support that we've had from Bronco Nation, obviously administration, Jeremiah Dickey, like we are pushing the envelope. And in all facets, if things are like, well, we haven't really done that yet, it's like, well, why? What's a better way to do things, from recruiting to how we train, everything? We're trying to make sure we push the envelope to have the best, obviously, players we can, develop them the best way, and be ready for the season coming up in the fall for Bronco Nation. So excited where we're going, excited with the players we were able to bring in. Obviously, the early signing day period in December with some of the transfers that we were able to bring in, along with obviously a great group of high school players that were able to be on campus now, and some of them will be coming in the summertime. Excited where we're going. And just like anything, we're a developmental program, and we've talked about that a lot, like finding the right high school players that fit Boise State, that are about what we're about, is everything. And, we talk to our team a lot about being built different. Like, we're different here at Boise State. We have a blue field. We do things different. Like, there's how we train, how we treat people, how we work. That's who we are. And finding guys where it means more to them than just another school recruit them. It has to. And everybody that's signed here feels that way. They've either sat in my office, coaches' offices, and they know like it's different. I need to be there. That's where I'm going to be developed in the best version of myself. And so everybody that's coming here understands the hard work that's needed, understands what they need to do to be a part of this. And that's what excites me. There's been no smoke and mirrors through this recruiting process with any one of these players, scholarship or preferred walk-on. This is how hard it is. This is what we got to do from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. This is how demanding it's going to be. And we are built different here, and it takes a lot. So very excited about this group, excited for us, not only in this first month of training with Coach Hilgart and his staff. It's been awesome. We've taken steps. I'm excited for us to finish up February and then obviously transition into spring ball.
Boise State has 15 new players on its roster. That's 9 people who signed in December and are already on campus right now. And then 6 of the 7 transfers are here. The kicker out of San Diego State, the Jared Reeser kid, will join in the summertime, but all the other ones are there. So 15 new players, but the focus today was on 2. And the 2 players that we want the most intrigue about, and most players are the 2 players that you guys want to hear the most about. Malachi Nelson, the quarterback, Chris Marshall, the wide receiver. So we asked Spencer Danielson, and we got a little crazy. We got a little wonky. We had some follow-up questions. Some of these answers are a little bit long, but Spencer Danielson, your new quarterback, Malachi Nelson, how is he doing?
He's doing an awesome job. Since obviously being on campus and us being straight up and forward with him and his family, how hard it's going to be, all the things we talked about. He's been awesome. He's been a great teammate. He's working his tail off. He's getting extra work with quarterbacks and receivers on his own. And he knows he needs to come in here and compete. And that's the awesome part about Malachi and our team is he knows that nothing's going to be given to him. He needs to be ready to compete with Mad Dog and grow in every aspect. And he has. He's been a great addition to our team. Haven't obviously seen him throw the football at all. We can't get into that, but just how he is as a teammate and how he is in regards to how he works, it's been awesome. We're able to spend some time off the field. We go to church together on Sundays with a good group of some other teammates, and just seeing him gel with them has been awesome.
From what you know about him, I guess you said you may not be able to see him watch throw football much right now, but where do you expect him to thrive, and where does he, in your mind, maybe need to grow a little bit to, maybe be a QB1 for you guys?
Yeah, I think just like anything, he's a freshman, and that's the thing that not only from the recruiting process, obviously a very highly touted recruit, rightfully so, but he's a freshman. So there's a lot of things, not only even in the weight room to training to building, putting more body armor on him. There's a lot of things that he's excited to grow in and that we're excited for him to do. Obviously can't really speak to a lot of the football side of things. He's extremely bright in meetings and picking things up. But we'll have a lot better idea of exactly where he is as we go through practice 1 all the way through practice 15. But in my interactions with him, his interaction with his teammates, he's been awesome. He's been low ego, high output, humble and hungry in regards to how he comes to work every day. And that's everything. That's everything, obviously, for the quarterback, but for any position on our team. Because no different. The same thing I'm telling you guys, the same thing I'm telling our guys, that you could be a 2-year starter here. You could have just walked on campus. Nothing will be given to you. Everything will be earned. There are no, well, you're the starter for 2024. No, we got a lot of work left to do. We got a lot of work left to do. There's a lot of things that still need to be figured out at all positions, all 22 on O&D and special teams. So that's the thing we're bringing into our guys, that just because you've either been here or you just walked on campus, nothing's going to be given. You got to compete for everything you get.
Yeah, a former 5-star, a former USC recruit, all those labels, Elite 11 stuff for Malachi. Spencer doesn't care, and I think Malachi is going to have a difficult task, Prater, being the week 1 starter of this team. I think Maddox Madsen is going to push him, and right now, I think I'd probably even give him the leg up in this competition, but it is going to be, I'm going to say ferocious, but in a good way, because no one with this pedigree has came to Boise State before to play quarterback as a freshman. I want to see how it's going to look different. Like, ooh, that's what the 5-star looks like compared to, the typical Boise State 3-star, maybe 4-star kid, if it will look different. So that's kind of where I was with Malachi and Spencer.
Yeah. Even if we get a chance to see that, what if, we'll see some stuff in the spring. There's no doubt about it. I think he's going to be in the start in the spring, but how accurate and how much of a true picture that is, I guess that's for all of us to judge throughout that whole month process. And we'll certainly dive into that storyline. If Maddox Madsen wins the week 1 starter and has a smooth sailing season, I can see Malachi Nelson not even playing much other than maybe a supportive role, injuries or whatever it is. I'm not sure Bush Hamden's ready to go back and doing the dog and pony show that he did last year with the quarterbacks. So I can't wait. I'm not judging. Nobody's judging. I would agree with you that Maddox Madsen has the leg up just because he's been a year in the system with Bush Hamden, but I cannot wait till August.
It's going to be a fun one. Hey, Spencer Danielson earlier today answered the question is, what makes Malachi Nelson, the quarterback, the right fit for Boise State?
What makes Malachi Nelson a perfect fit here is he wants to continue to grow and develop to be not only elite quarterback, but an elite individual. That's who he is, right? That's how his family's raised him, being around his mom and his dad, phenomenal people, and how they've not only grown him, but the rest of his siblings. He fits here because he's like, Coach, I want to develop. I want to be the best quarterback I can be. I want to be the best person I can be. And I know that's what you guys are about. We tell people we are a developmental program. It's not about just finding needs and if you can't do it, we move on. Like, we want to develop people. And I believe in developing people. They will always be better football players. He wanted that. And that was my initial conversation with his dad, with him, with every single one of these players. We talk about Malachi a lot, but there's a lot of other really good football players that are coming to Boise State football that we need. And it's all been the same. How hard it's going to be, the standards we hold, and where we're going to need to push this forward, and how we're going to develop you as a person for life. I care about when they leave here, the type of husband, father they are. Like, that matters to me. And developing them in that way, that will always make sure they make the right decision on 4th and 1 too, right? But it's developing those people.
All right, Chris Marshall. You've heard the name. We haven't seen the person. Cannot wait to see how this storyline develops. He is the celebrated wide receiver. Ended up at Texas A&M out of high school, gone. Ended up at Ole Miss after that, gone. Last year he was at Kilgore College in Texas, gone. That didn't work out. A felony marijuana arrest in November. Trying to get word from Boise State on whether that's still a pending case or a closed case. Have not been able to find that out yet. Okay. We'll continue to work on that. But all that stuff's out there. There's a million different things out there about Chris Marshall and how his college career in 3 consecutive years has gone a complete total disaster. Spencer Danielson thinks it's different, and we spent a lot of time today. Here's a couple of questions, a couple of follow-ups, a couple of answers. Spencer Danielson and Chris Marshall on your football team, and how's it going so far, Coach?
Chris has been awesome. He's focused. He knows that he needs this place, and we've talked a little bit about it. With Chris, obviously, he's had some stuff off the field. He's gotten himself into some issues prior to coming to Boise State. As a football staff, as administration, we did tireless research going through it to make sure, talking to coaches, prior places, had long talks, obviously, with his parents, everybody around his life. And because we are very protective of our locker room. We're very protective of this place. Who we bring here is everything to me. It has nothing. We will never bring someone here just because they're a good football player. It has to be who they are mentally too. Obviously, football and their talent level starts the conversation because we want to find the best football players as well, but you got to find the right people first. And with going through with Chris, going through the situations he's been in and going through it with people that are surround him, we believe that this is a place that he can come, he can develop, and we know that we have the structures in place to where he can be very focused. It is football, it is school, it's about being the best version of himself, and he knows that. He was very adamant as we recruit him that he knows that that's exactly what he wants as well. It's not that just what we want for him. He wants that. He wants those structures where he can work, grow, develop, and be the best football he can be, the best football player he can be. And BJ, along the way, obviously continue to grow as a young man and make the right decisions, maybe not the easy ones in situations, to where he can grow and develop here. So the couple weeks he's been here with his teammates, with his coaches, he's done a great job. Obviously, we're only, so long into this semester, but he's also very aware that this is his shot. This is what it is. This is what you got. He's going to be held to a very high standard, just like everybody on our team, and we're not changing for anybody. And he knows that's very aware of it.
When you do recruit these guys that, you have had a history in the past, do you often see that they do realize that, yes, this is my last chance, and appreciate it a little bit more?
Yeah, I would believe, in my opinion, that it's case by case basis. And actions prove everything, right? You can say as much as you want. And these young men, they got to prove it with their actions. They got to prove it with their actions when they are here as well. But also the people that are around them that can really feel their heart, and getting to know these individuals too, that they want to improve. They also know they need to. And they know that the structures they have in place here, how we're going to develop them, how we're going to make this a situation where they can learn from the mistakes in the past, grow and develop here to make sure you don't make in the future is everything. But I do believe for guys that have potentially had issues in the past and have had things that have gotten them in trouble, they know that this is the shot they need. And this is all they got. And there's a streamlined focus to know I have to handle business. I got to do exactly what I'm told, or I'm not going to have this shot either. And I know I need this.
In terms of the talent, just what kind of wrinkle does he add to your offense?
Yeah, very explosive receiver. Obviously, he was a basketball player most of his life. Really came on the scene as a football player as a junior, but long, athletic, can run, phenomenal catch radius, and a big-time competitor. I mean, you see that when you watch his basketball film, football film. I mean, that ball in the air, he's going to find a way to get it. So football-wise, very excited for who he is, but I'm excited for him to grow and develop to be the best version of himself. To talk with him, there's nothing I want more than him to grow to become the best man he can be here. Football will take care of itself for Chris. And in the long run, he's going to be an influence for young kids down the road too, to make sure that he helps them and has a legacy in the future.
Bronco Nation, who are you expecting more from this coming season? How about those two, Malachi Nelson or the wide receiver Chris Marshall? Tell us why. Prater, one player everybody is expecting just about the best of all things, maybe even a Heisman type of season. Ashton Jeanty, what is the plan to embark on the Heisman campaign of one Ashton Jeanty? And you guys, 5:30, don't miss Spencer Danielson and DC Eric Shenander talking about being starstruck, talking to Ken Griffey Jr. and Prater. I don't blame them a bit. We're coming back with our Blind Appeal College Football Hour. Diamond Dig around the corner as well. Prater on the ball game.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket Traffic.